Hello, if you use natural health products, if you're especially in the industry as an entrepreneur, a business owner, product creator, then we have an event coming up for you. My name is Malcolm Saunders of Light Seller, and with me is Allison Ritchie of This Grand Voyage. And we want to share about a special event with some special guests to help inform and empower you to be part of the movement to reclaim your right to health. Thanks to Allison for initiating this, really bringing this together at such a critical time. Most people have heard about Bill C-47. They've heard about Health Canada's cost recovery, that there's this potential that we could be losing access to our natural health supplements, the things that each and every one of us use every day, maybe is the foundation of our livelihoods. And as you've been noticing, sharing, the agenda is moving along. Things are starting to happen. And so you are mobilizing to bring us together as a community with some leaders to kind of get more insight, to get informed, to get empowered, and really understand where we're at this critical juncture.
Yeah, this is really, it's on our doorstep now. For the past couple of months, it was just something that the collective was hearing about, but we're really starting to notice the effect of this bill happening now. And I know personally two people who have received cease and desist orders for their home businesses and home apothecaries. We're starting to notice the pinch in prices, like they're about to skyrocket. There's so many things that are pointing to the fact that we need to take action now. We cannot be passive about this anymore. The natural health community is really at risk because this will affect everybody who wants to be able to curate and customize their own healthcare plan. And so whether you're an individual or a healthcare practitioner, this call that we're hosting is for you to get on so that you can understand exactly what is happening. And not only that, all of the energy and momentum and the feelings that we're having, we can channel that into action and not just be sitting with it, wondering like, what's the next step? Who's going to do something? We're going to do something, you and I and all of us Canadians. It's up to us as a collective to really kind of put the pressure on, and we can do this in a beautiful way. We can come together and brainstorm, and we have some speakers lined up. We've got Ken Drysdale from Manitoba Stronger Together. We have a speaker from the NHPPA. We don't know exactly who yet is coming, but someone will be coming from that organization, as well as Susan Stanfield. And like I say, this is just a really, it's a call to action. It's a call for everybody to come together and get out of passivity.
Yeah, totally. I mean, here we are. We've all heard about it. Maybe we've even attended a call like this before. Maybe we've, sent a letter. We might even called or had a meeting with our MP. And there was good momentum, like back in kind of the spring, a little bit through the summer, but it did actually wane. And I remember hearing a comment from the MPs of just like, yeah, we were hearing a lot about that, but it has kind of waned. And in that waning, the government continues. Health Canada, as you mentioned, like it's shocking, but it's also not to hear that small little independent businesses, people that have operating little herbal apothecary out of their homes, would receive cease and desist letters with threats of fines of $5 million a day if they don't comply. I mean, when we first heard about that in the spring, like, oh, well, that's totally insane, that's just ridiculous. But boom, reality is here. People are receiving those letters. There's larger companies. There was the Naked Organs, who are a manufacturer of organ capsules. They receive cease and desist. I know another individual that runs a fairly high profile business, same letter that he got. So it's happening. And so we're going to bring the community together in the little way that we can to inform. First and foremost, like, let's all get on the same page of what's actually happening, what's at risk, and then most importantly, how we can begin to mobilize, how we can keep that momentum going. What can we do, through the weeks, through the days, through the months, to make sure that we keep up our end of this. And I love the approach that you have in terms of, let's face it, a lot of us went through, I mean, every single person, I don't know a single person that didn't go through some form of trauma from the last few years and in COVID and the divide and all that stuff. And to kind of have this at our doorsteps, it feels like, oh my gosh, like, am I ready for another fight? And share a little bit about where you're coming from in terms of that heart space that we can embody as we move forward into this.
Yeah, even just initiating this conversation it felt in my nervous system like a lot. And like, I just wanted to check out and not do this. And I know it brings up a lot of feelings on the heels of everything and all the division and anger that has like ripped through our country over these past years. But the truth is, I am way more terrified. I'll be totally transparent. I'm terrified to do this, but I am more terrified of what this country is going to look like in the not so distant future if we do not do anything. That keeps me up at night way more than, standing up and doing something here and now. And I don't think we have to view this necessarily as a fight. This is a locking of arms and coming together. And I want everybody to understand that like we get to do this. We are writing the new chapter for Canada and for our children. And it's really up to us how we want to frame this. So come and join us. Let's start having conversations about this. Let's start building momentum. Let's remember our humanness in this, and that behind all of our screens, we are humans, human beings, spiritual beings having a human experience. And the more that we can all get on the same page, as you say, Malcolm, the more we can get on the same page and the same understanding, the easier it's going to be able to just generate momentum and keep the pressure on the MPs and all of that. And one thing I want to say too is I know that we have a God-given right to use plant medicines and herbs and all of these things. And we do not need an intermediary telling us what we can or cannot use. But the fact is, there will be no supplements on our shelves. There will be no health food stores in our communities if we do not take action now. And nobody wants that. This was a bill that was rushed through, and I don't know anyone that on the other side of COVID is thinking, wouldn't it be great if we were just controlled a little bit more? Like nobody wants this. Nobody wants this.
Yeah.
So, you
And the
know,
fact that we all use natural health supplements. I don't know what the statistic is. I bet you it's upwards north of 80%. I bet you Justin Trudeau himself takes natural health supplements, right? Like this is something that we all want. And especially for those of us that, this is our livelihoods. This is our offering to the world. And you might be in that moment of fear of like, oh my gosh, am I going to be the one to receive that, cease and desist order with threats of $5 million a day? What am I going to do? This is an opportunity to, as you say, link arms with like-minded community who are aligned on this path, whether you are just general, supplement consumer, of the general public, or you're a business owner, you're a holistic practitioner. Alice and I want to, bring us all together in the little way that we can. And so we've got our first webinar coming up. It's going to be Sunday, January 28th, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Wherever you're watching this video, there's going to be a link attached to it. If it's on YouTube, it's down below. If it's on Instagram, find it in the profile of the person that posted this video. Both Alice and I will post it. I'm sure it'll get forwarded and shared. Spread the word. We can really begin to build the community. And this is the first in a number of series. So various experts that have different levels of experience, taking on challenges like this, some very specifically intimately involved in this very specific challenge. Others are going to bring their insights and resources from other challenges that they've had, facing authority. We want to do a webinar series of what does it take, to build that inner resilience, to, take that on and stand in your power. These are all things that we can learn from each other. And there's strength in numbers. It is damn frightening when you are alone receiving those letters or getting that phone call, being told or asked to shut down. So yeah, let's kind of combine as a community and support. So I'm really looking forward to this call. Susan Stanfield, she is an absolute firecracker. She is a woman with a mission who stands in her power and is not afraid of authority. We're going to hear from her, and then we got Ken Drysdale, as well as a representative from the Natural Health Product Protection Association, who have been in this fight, for decades now, and they are definitely leading the charge. So we look forward to welcoming them, hearing from them, and yeah, Sunday, January 28th. And even if you can't make it live, no problem. By registering, then you'll get the recording. We'll send that out to you afterwards, and then you can be notified of when the follow-up webinars will be happening as well.
Exactly, exactly. And this is the line in the sand. And it was recently described to me that justice is like a free-flowing river. And when someone or something comes up to put a dam in front of that, in this instance, Bill C-47, it is our duty and it is our birthright to help dismantle that. And there are weak spots within this dam that has been put up, and there are people who know what those weak spots are. And we can support them to start taking down this dam at the weak spots, but ultimately it is the force of the people behind the dam that will push this through. And it's going to take momentum, and it's going to take, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, but we can do this. This is, we have to see success, and the only way it's going to be put through is if we give up. So we can't give up. We have to take action now. So please join us on this important Zoom series, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Right on,
Start with
Bullet.
the 28th.
Absolutely. Let's leave it there on that kind of high note, that inspiration. Thank you for that. And like I say, give this video a like, share, get it out to those that need this support, need that information. We'll have our first webinar. Sign up for the link there. Again, join us live, get the recording, and we look forward to having you on the call.